What is going on, boys? Welcome back to the Monday Morning Quarterbacks Podcast. It is episode 34. We are joined by Josh in the top left, Hefe top middle, myself in the top right. We got P in the bottom left, and we got Connor in the bottom right. How we feeling, boys?
Magical.
Victory Sunday. Got to feel great.
I'm still waiting to see if I get a victory Monday, but
Yes, we are recording this pod on Sunday night as the Chargers-Bengals game is going on. Shout out the boys for all rallying together because I'm going to be out of town this whole week and can't record it any other time. So we're doing it a little early, and we'll probably do a little, I don't know if it'll be sped up or I guess what we'll end at time-wise, but might be a little shorter than normal, but we're going to figure it out. What are your guys' thoughts on this week of NFL football that happened today?
Doug Wieners.
I think Doug Marone's going to get fired before Tuesday.
Who? Doug Moreau.
Doug Marone? Doug Peterson. My bad. Wrong old Doug coach. Doug Peterson, the head coach. Doug Marone was the last Doug that we had that got fired from Buffalo. I got too many Dougs getting fired from Jacksonville in my head. But Doug Peterson will be gone, hopefully.
Yeah, that game was...
Yeah, I'll tell you who won't be gone is Anthony Richardson. That guy balled out
my
today.
God.
All you guys thought. It's almost like I've been right the entire
The way
time.
he
He's always
took the
been
spotlight. He took the spotlight and made it about AR. I might just
And-
close my app.
I gotta mention it because if you're watching the pod, you'll notice Jake doesn't have a Colts head on. We're gonna make it happen next week. But yeah, we'll make that happen.
Yeah, I did lose. Jets lost. That's what I get for betting on an absolutely terrible team. That's still almost won. But yeah, is what it is. Colts got the dub. Congrats to Connor. Anthony Richardson looked semi-decent.
Better than decent, but okay.
I mean, he still had his mistakes. He still had his, even on like that first big throw to Downs. Like that could have been such a better throw. A lot of it, like he's making he made the plays he needed to make, but you still saw like some of the key problems that he's had. But good for him.
I mean, he had the one fumble, but yeah, I get it.
Yep, still a good game. And yeah,
Falcons are frauds.
Rodgers is washed. Rodgers, he's definitely done after this year. After watching that,
yes, that's what everyone kind of thinks, but he keeps saying otherwise. Basically, in all his interviews, sounds like he wants to play another one, but who knows? Yeah,
it is kind of funny watching Devontae. No matter where he's at, he's just pissed off all the time.
He's frustrated. He's a competitor, and he just keeps trying to play with his best friends instead of actually going to good NFL teams with competent quarterbacks. But yeah, it is what it is. Josh is talking about Kirk Cousins washed. I think there's a legitimate chance Penix finishes out the season for Atlanta. I think he...
The Broncos are just tough, too. Broncos defense is tough, and the Falcons are frauds.
Like, it won't happen right now, but I think there's a realistic chance he will assume the starting role before the season ends.
Well, he just got paid too, though, right? So, I mean, what are they going to do with that contract?
Very best doesn't exist.
Trade him to the Bears. Maybe the Bears will win a couple games with Kirk Cousins.
We'll touch on the Packers-Bears game real quick. I mean, what a thriller there. Packers had no reason winning that game, but an ugly victory is still a victory. We'll take what we can get.
Take the win.
Christian Watson, monster performance, 4 for 150. Jacobs looked really good. He was basically our offense. It was a weird game in the sense where the Packers didn't have the ball a lot. Like, we only had 3 possessions in the first half. Second half, we probably had 3 or 4 possessions. The Bears just ate the time of possession. Caleb Williams looked pretty good. But, yeah, I mean, glad we got a dub and take what we can get there.
Shout out Christian Watson. He had a day.
Yeah, he went off.
4 catches for... That's crazy.
150. Ravens, Steelers. Ravens lost a tight one there. Steelers, did they even have a touchdown, or was it all field goals? 6 field goals?
No,
They
it's,
scored field goals.
did they score?
They had 18. I think it was 6 field goals.
I think it was 6
It
field
was.
goals.
Yeah, they did score a touchdown.
Okay.
Gotham City. Like P said.
Gotham. That's how we do it in Gotham, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, Lamar struggled. 16 for 33. Broncos are legit. I mean, we talked about the Falcons. We didn't talk about the other side. Bo Nix, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns.
They are real, huh?
Wow.
I like Bo Nix.
Wow.
Devontae looked good. Everyone looked good on the Broncos.
Bo Nix threw 4 touchdowns, and Sutton didn't even get one. Or Vele. And I feel like that's their 1-2.
They're trying to involve a bunch of the young guys and play for the future, I think. But now they're winning, so I don't know.
They look good.
Game's good stuff now.
They're sitting at the 7th seed right now.
Interesting.
Broncos are tough.
Yeah, they are tough. Chiefs.
Dolphins looked better.
What'd you say, Josh?
The Dolphins looked better.
Mhm.
Tua looked competent. For some reason, Jonnu Smith is wide receiver 1 on the Dolphins.
Jonnu
Makes
Smith?
no-
Is wide receiver 1 any team he goes to. He could go to the Vikings and he'll be wide receiver 1 over Jay Jettis. Does not
Well, he's
matter.
a tight end, so
Yeah, but he's pass catcher 1.
there you go.
Thank goodness you pointed out that he was a tight end, or else we would have missed that.
I mean, you did. That's why you said he was a wide receiver.
We know.
Other game I want to touch on is the Chiefs-Bills game. Chiefs get their first L of the season, and Josh Allen MVP. It's back. It was never really gone, but it's back more so than it was.
It's basically him and Lamar, right?
Yeah.
Who else?
He's plus 150. Lamar's plus 200 right now in the odds.
Goff went up a lot today, honestly.
Yeah, shot.
I think Goff
Perfect passer.
started the day at 10-1, and last time I looked, he was 6-1. But
The benefits of playing the Jags.
for real, that's what I was trying to say. Before I kind of started talking about AR.
Okay.
I'm actually, yeah.
Let's move on to week 12. We'll hop into the matchups. There's not even odds out yet or anything like that, over unders or anything. So we're literally just going based off matchups, home field. Let's run it, boys. We got Pittsburgh at Cleveland on Thursday Night Football.
I have spreads and over unders.
Oh, do you? Okay, hit it. You hit us with it.
What game did you just say?
Pittsburgh at Cleveland.
Steelers.
Steelers Browns.
I could probably pull. it
Steelers
up
are
on
minus
DraftKings.
5.5. Over under 40.
Okay. I will start us off. I'm going to be taking Pittsburgh. Jameis had a good stat performance today, but they still lost by 21 to the Saints. And now they're playing just a powerhouse team, apparently, in Pittsburgh, whose defense is insane. And Russ does enough on offense to get by. Yeah, give me Pitt. And I feel like this could be a sweeper for the pod.
We bet.
Yeah.
Are we sweeping?
Like he said, if Winston has a good week, then the next week he's gonna suck. So
Yeah, he had 400 yards and lost by 21 points. I don't think he can. He has no control over how bad Cleveland is.
yeah.
I did find all the spreads, so that's a bonus.
Nice.
Let's,
Yeah, I'm sweeping it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
cool with the sweep there. Let's move on. We got Minnesota at Chicago. Minnesota's minus 4, over under 40.5. I'll start us off here. The Bears looked. I don't know if it was we were coming off a bye week this week, the Packers, and the Bears played us that tough. I feel like Minnesota's been underperforming. I'm gonna take Chicago in an upset here. Chicago at home. Fans are pissed. Caleb Williams looked better today, and their defense is pretty underrated too. Just give me Chicago.
Divisional games are weird, but that Bears offensive line is so bad, and the Vikings blitz at like the highest rate in the league. So I think Vikings.
Yeah, this one's tough. It's a divisional game. The Vikings are quietly collapsing. But the Bears got a tough defense. I don't know. Vikings got a tough defense too. I'm going to take the Bears, but I don't feel great about it. This is going to be tight.
They don't want to call a face mask on JK though.
I'm on the Vikings here. Last win the Bears had was against the Jags, and then the game before that they beat the Panthers. So unless you're gonna have a top 5 pick next year, you're not gonna see the Bears win a game against you. So I think the Vikings win this one.
Yeah, I was about to hop on the Vikings. Then I heard P pick the Vikings. Now I'm reconsidering.
Good.
I'll still ride with my gut here. I mean, I don't know. Sam Darnold is definitely fallen off since the first half of the season. But I still like him on paper. Jordan Addison's insane. Justin Jefferson's obviously insane. I think they'll handle the Bears here.
You were on
All
Chicago, right, Josh?
Yeah, I took the Bears.
Did you have a rebuttal there, P? Sorry to cut you
I'm
off.
good.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Next game, we got Detroit at Indy, the battle of Connor's two teams. Detroit's -8, over under 50.5. I'm starting us off. Yeah, give me Detroit on the road. 8's a lot of points, though. I feel like that spread as a road team. I mean, they're basically saying if it was a neutral site, Detroit would be an 11-point favorite. I feel like that's a lot. But who knows? Detroit's defense is turning the ball over a lot, and I feel like they can steal a couple from AR in a game where he had by far his best game of the season this week. So we'll see. But give me Detroit. They'd be hard to pick against.
Yeah, I'm taking Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit's the easy pick. They're tough.
Detroit is the easy pick. I'm gonna go Indy though. I actually, just with every cell in my body, don't understand what the Lions are doing and how it's happening. And I think the wheels have to come off at some point. They lost Anzalone for 6 to 8. They're so thin at linebacker. No Derek Barnes. They lost Hutch. Carlton has a broken thumb. Their defense is literally like holding on barely. And I'd love to see how they stop AR from getting out of the end zone.
Yeah, the Lions are a buzzsaw right now. They're a hard team to play, but the Colts, 10 out of 11 games have been decided by one possession. So every time the Colts play, it's a close game. Fun stat, Pat Mahomes only has a losing record to one team in the NFL, and that just so happens to be the Colts. The Colts win games they're not really supposed to.
What does Pat Mahomes have anything to do with this?
Well, it was just worth throwing out there because the Colts, for whatever reason, they play good opponents. Great. I mean, they, for whatever reason, win games they shouldn't, and then they'll drop games against teams they shouldn't, right? But after watching the Colts defense today, I'm a firm believer we have a very solid chance to win this game. I mean, obviously, Aaron Rodgers is washed, but I don't know how many 3-and-outs I saw today from the Jets offense. We'll see if we can carry it over to next week. Like Jake said, AR's turnover prone, and that defense turns the ball over all the time. So it'll be a fun game to watch. But I think the Colts got a good shot here. Hopefully everyone's healthy. This week we had 3 backup linemen in, and they all happen to be rookies. So hopefully we can get healthy. But, yeah, I think we got a good shot against the Lions, so I'm taking Colts here.
Alrighty, moving on. We got the Patriots at the Dolphins. Patriots are +7.5, over under 45.5. I'm going to be on the Dolphins here. I'm a firm believer in the Dolphins are actually a good football team when Tua is under center. He lit it up today, this past week, for the listeners. And although Drake May is honestly looking really good, this quarterback class might be just legit. Now that Bo Nix popped off and is looking really good, Drake May looks really solid. I think Drake May is the best quarterback in this draft, even over Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels, like the hype and how he started so hot, and like he's just just the Commanders winning has been such a huge thing, and I don't think it's been fully in part to him. But is it crazy to say Jaden Daniels might be the third best rookie quarterback right now? I don't know.
Definitely, he's the third best rookie quarterback for sure.
But I'm taking Miami. I guess that's besides the point.
Osa. Oh, it's me. I'm going Dolphins. Patriots look awful today.
Yeah, Dolphins looks good again. So I will stick with the Dolphins. I do also love Drake May, though.
Let's go.
Going Pats, he says.
For real, yeah, I'm going to go Dolphins here. Easy pick, although Drake May is a monster, like you guys said.
Alrighty. moving on, we got Tampa Bay at the New York Giants. Tampa Bay's -4, over under 42.5 in this game. I am going to be taking Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield, just off the pure fact that I feel like the Giants are kind of at the point where they're on the edge of throwing in the towel, calling it quits for the season, and stocking up for next year, possibly without Danny Dimes. And it's kind of a crappy situation for Danny Dimes because he did get paid all that money and the expectations were so high. I don't think he's as bad as people think, but he's definitely... I just don't think he's the answer there, and they don't have a great team around him either. So, give me Tampa Bay.
I think he is very bad. And I am not going to pick the Giants for the rest of the season because they are very bad. And Baker's been cooking, and they've been staying in games with nobody, and they might get Mike Evans back this week. So, Tampa.
I agree. Tampa's easy pick here. Daniel Jones is better than people think he is, but he's going to be a really solid backup somewhere for like a year or two. And then he could do like a little Sam Darnold or something one day, I think. We'll see.
I'm going to keep going contrarian. I mean, Giants are 0-5 at home, and every game on this slate is a home dog. I mean, I got to pick a couple of these trash cans at home. So give me the Giants to win their first game at MetLife.
Yeah, Jake hit the nail on the head. Everything he said there, I agree with. So not riding the Giants this week, although I am somewhat a Danny Dimes fan. Tongue twister there.
You got to respect White Vic. Got to respect him.
It's vanilla. Can't say white. It's just vanilla Vic.
Vanilla Vic.
Can't just say white Vic.
Vanilla Vic does sound a lot better now that we've aired that out. All right, let's move on. We got the Cowboys at the Commanders. Commanders are -9.5 at home, over under 45 in the game. Give me the Commanders bouncing back here against Cooper Rush / Trey Lance and company.
That is such a big spread. The Cowboys are very bad this year. I mean, I'm gonna go Commies, but I think the boys cover 9.5 is a lot.
Yeah, the Cowboys season's over, so I will take the Commanders. Cowboys should be tanking right now.
That's funny. Cowboys season's not over, and they're going to be 4-6 when they win tomorrow, and they're going to be 5-6 after they beat the Commanders.
Beer Mile.
This week might single-handedly decide if P runs the Beer Mile or not. We might be able to clinch it if things go bad this week for P, or it could be back on.
We're all wrong, and B's the only one getting right.
You never know. It's any given week in the NFL. We've seen that. We've had a couple interesting weeks.
Just let me know how you're feeling about my pick after that Cowboys game tomorrow night.
That's what you said about the Niners.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with P here. I think Jerry Jones, I mean, he had a good run over the years, but, I mean, he's ran that team into the ground. That's a really sad state of affairs in Dallas right now. So I'm probably not going to pick Dallas the rest of the season. Give me Jaden Daniels to bounce back. I think he's a stud. I think he's going to prove it against a defense like the Cowboys, even though they are decent.
Connor, do you still believe he is the best quarterback in the league?
It's tough to say. I mean, it depends what you're talking. I mean, I'm a big fan of mobile quarterbacks, but I mean, Drake May is lighting it up, and Bo Nix. I mean, obviously the stat line today speaks for itself. So I don't know. I think it's going to take some time before we really figure it out. But at the end of the day, I mean, the Commies are better than the Patriots and the Broncos right now, in my opinion.
I agree.
I think the Broncos are better.
It's a lot of good quarterbacks. In the league. Moving on, we got, speaking of good quarterbacks, probably the best quarterback, legacy-wise, that's currently in the league. We got Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs going to Carolina off a loss. Are we sweeping here, boys, or is P getting
No.
extra crazy?
No, I'm actually not sweeping.
Okay.
I was gonna say, imagine the Chiefs lose 2 in a row. They're the most fraud team. They should honestly be under 500 right now, based on what I've seen out of them. And I can't wait to watch Bryce Young and Adam Thielen go for 150. Chuba just got paid and ran for a career high. Wait till when he does game 2. We might have the rookie from Texas back there. Panthers are getting stronger. Chiefs still trash. Yeah, I
Bryce-
just called the 9-1 team trash. You're right.
Bryce Young
This is
is fighting for his life and his career right now. And like he does like have momentum for the first time in his like NFL career, back-to-back wins. I don't hate the pick completely, but yeah, I'm on Kansas City, and I think all the other boys are gonna be on Kansas City too.
Yep, we're on Kansas City, and Justin Herbert
Big
almost
play.
just got stated. He ran for like 25 yards, but his head slammed into the ground at the end of it.
Herbie, protect Herbie. That's the
Herbie
franchise.
fully loaded.
Fully loaded, dude.
That's the franchise right there.
Go
We gotta
back.
protect Herbie. Oh,
So
nice.
back.
We got Connor on the cam. Welcome, Connor.
Sir.
He's
Where's your Lions gear? I thought you were a Lions fan. What is that?
I mean, come on, it's fun to play around with you guys, but I got one team, and it's the Colts.
I'm surprised you don't have a Colts hat, Lions jersey, Commanders shorts, Tampa Bay
Jaguar.
Bucks shoes.
Yeah, the Colts hat's in transit to your house right now, actually.
Nice. I'm looking forward to wearing it. Should be.
He's gonna wear it once and then sell it on eBay.
Yeah. Might not be getting that hat back. Is everyone else on Kansas City for that game?
I was on Carolina.
I got
My
that.
take.
Yep, I got that.
Okay.
But minus
This is
P.
just crazy. He has
P-
picked opposite every pick, I think. It feels like.
If he loses by more than 50 games, he has to run 2 beer
It's
miles.
been 4 games in a row where everyone's been on the same team except P. This is probably the crappiest game of like week of games we've had, as far as like
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
we haven't had probably a good game yet. I mean,
They're like all home dogs too. Like that
Yeah.
Carolina game's in Carolina. Or it's crazy.
our best game right now is probably Minnesota at Chicago.
Like
Or
someone's
Detroit
winning.
at
Some
Indy.
of these underdogs are defending their homes. Like, it's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's not you guys are on all the road teams right now.
All right, moving on. We got Tennessee at Houston. Tennessee's plus 7.5 over under 41.5. CJ Stroud, Nico Collins is back. We didn't get to see what they did this week because they play Monday night and we're recording a little early. But I think they cooked this week, and I think they're gonna cook next week too. So give me Houston.
Damn.
Jake
mean-
knows where I'm going with my take.
There's no way Will Levis, right?
It's Will
no
Levis
way.
versus CJ Stroud.
Yeah, there's
And
just no
although
way.
Will Levis did throw a 98-yard touchdown,
Will Disley!
shout out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking Houston.
Sorry. Yeah, Texans.
Yep. I'll take Nico Collins and the Texans here.
If you guys want any asterisks for any reason, because we're recording so early too, let me know and I'll mark them, and then we can always switch stuff too later in the week. But I think we're pretty clear, right?
If
so
CJ Stroud somehow tears his ACL tomorrow, I want the
Asterisk.
Titans.
I still want Houston.
Oh, I go next. Yeah, after Houston loses tomorrow to Cooper Rush and the boys, Will Levis career high in yards, look goated. Nakeem Westbrook, insane. Give me the Titans on the road. Got to pick a road team.
This is a perfect week for the Texans to turn around. They've been in a little bit of a slump, but like you guys said, Nico Collins coming back, a huge part of that offense. They will completely lost without him. Obviously, Stephon Diggs is out for the year. But Nico just adds another element to that offense, so this one's pretty easy. I mean, Will Levis is trash.
It's so hard to hear that too, because I was such a Will Levis believer coming into the year. I thought like he had so much potential, and he's just been awful. But moving on to the next game, we got Denver at Las Vegas Raiders. Let's find the spread for that really quick. It is Broncos minus 4.5 over under 40.5 in that game. Close spread, very close spread. I mean, I guess the Broncos are on the road, but give me the Broncos. It'd be hard to pick against Bo Nix. especially going against a team that their whole offense is just Brock Bowers, 16 targets for 120 yards and a tutty. And they still lost by pretty handily. So.
Yeah, but this is another divisional game, which is weird.
True.
And a 5-point spread after the Broncos just beat Atlanta by 1 million.
Trap.
It is a
That's
trap.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I kind of want to go with the Raiders here. This will be my divisional dog of the week.
We should make that a
Raiders.
segment. We got to get Hefe a segment on TikTok. Divisional dog of the week.
Raiders. Never bet against Vegas, baby.
Love it.
I'll take the Broncos. Great defense. Bo Nix is decent.
Yeah, I'm on Denver here as well.
Pete just leaves Hefe stranded.
We get back one on Jeff this game.
He's just picking against Jeff every week. That we found the real sauce.
I'm not going to defend his comments, but I think firing John Gruden was one of the worst things that's happened to the Raiders in recent memory. Ever since John Gruden's left, the Raiders have been in shambles, and they're going to continue to be in shambles. This might be one of the worst teams in the league right now.
They have not been feeling nicey.
Nope.
I'll be
Happy
feeling nice.
school though.
Until this week.
Yeah, good for him. Signed a fat contract with Barstool. Alrighty, boys. Moving on to my game of the week. We got San Fran at Green Bay. Green Bay is -1 in this game, over under 47. Yeah, I mean, you guys see the jersey, boys. Although we struggle to beat the Niners in recent memory, the Niners don't look like the Niners that they have been the past 5-6 years. CMC is back, but teams have figured out the Niners, and basically what they've figured out is that anytime Purdy gets blitzed, he has one hot read, and he instantly throws it to that hot read. And this is exactly what they did in the Super Bowl, too. That I saw, like, they did a point on it today on the Niners game. And the Seahawks just abused that today. That's how they got the ball back, too. They just blitzed Purdy on a key play. Instantly knew they were throwing it to his check down. They had 2 guys there to tackle Juwan Jennings. It's interesting. I think should be a close game. The Niners always give us a fun game, but I think J Love is going to continue to shine. Let's hopefully limit the picks going forward because he's been due for at least a pick a week. But if we can limit the turnovers and he threw some lasers today, just balls that had no right being completed. And he's so talented, but let's limit the picks and let's go beat the Niners at home. Score 1 for the good guys.
Jesus. He just carry over like another 10 yards. This spread again a point. 5-5 team. I don't know what the weather's gonna look like in Lambeau, but I think that's gonna play a big factor. But I think this is the CMC game, and he's gonna have a big day, and the Niners are gonna beat the Packers. Sorry, boys.
Don't be sorry.
If this was the playoffs, I'd be terrified, but it's not the playoffs. So I feel pretty good about it. I think the Packers are going to come out, and as long as Jordan Love doesn't throw like 3 interceptions, I think we'll win.
I think this game's going to unfold very similar to the Chicago game, in which Chicago had the ball for nearly twice as long. They basically led in every category, and they got lucky that they snuck away with a win. Green Bay did. I don't think they're going to get. I don't think they're going to get lucky on this next one. Give me the Niners. Was not up for debate. You can have your opinions as a biased fan. I'm not going to listen to them.
That play wasn't luck that won us the game.
I was lucky when the Chiefs did it, though.
Yeah, that's.
It was lucky when the Chiefs did it,
Thank
though.
you, Jeff.
You'll have to play back that pod to see if I said that was lucky.
But when it's their team.
But I believe I said that was a skill play. Don't remember correctly. Go Connor can go get the clips and put together a little
Hypocrites. They're
montage.
hypocrites.
But,
Hypocrites.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to play that
I
one
keep all
back.
the receipts. I keep all the receipts. But going off of what I saw today, neither team really looked good. Obviously, the Packers with the blocked field goal, they should have lost that game. I think you guys will probably admit that. And then the Niners obviously losing today. It's tough. I don't know. I watched that play with Juwan Jennings, and it was just a blown coverage. I mean, it was a block release, and he was just wide open. I feel like you're not going to get those type of plays against the Packers defense. So I want to go Packers here, but I mean, the Bears are so bad, and you guys almost lost to them. So based on that fact alone, I'm going to go Niners, but I don't feel comfortable about it.
Okay, so why did you pick the Commanders this week after they won in a Hail Mary the week prior to the Bears when they should have lost that game?
The Bears didn't fall apart like they were at this point of the season. I mean, obviously they're picking steam back up.
That might have been 2 weeks ago too. I might be off on that. So
yeah, it was a couple weeks ago, but I don't know. It's just it's a gut feeling here.
fair enough.
Bears also fired their OC, so their offense looked like slightly more competent against the Packers. So we could see the Bears actually having an offense the rest of the season.
That's a great point. That is a great point.
DJ Moore was involved. Adunze
Caleb Williams
looked good.
was using
Matt
his
had some big
legs.
plays. Caleb Williams ran for 90.
They made him a game manager. He did run for a lot, but they made him a game manager. It was short, dink of dunks.
Yeah, there was a stat all season prior. His average release time was 3 seconds. Today it was like 2.01. So he was getting the ball out a lot quicker, which was a huge problem because he's been taking a lot of sacks. But let's move on, boys. We got Arizona at Seattle. Arizona's +1, over under 48 in the game. This is tough. I'm going to take Arizona because I'm a believer in that offense. I'm a believer in Kyler, MHJ, and Trey McBride. And I just don't understand how Seattle keeps winning football games. I feel like every time I watch them, it seems like they're the inferior team. And then Geno just somehow is leading them to dubs against great teams like the Niners. But I'm going to rock with Kyler and Arizona here on the road.
This game will determine who is first in that division. And Cardinals are coming off a bye. The Seahawks just beat the Niners off an emotional win. I'm gonna stick with the Hawks here. I'm gonna stick with the Hawks this week.
Yeah, I like his thought process there. I will also. This is the toughest game to pick this week, I think. But I like the Seahawks as well. I feel like these teams are kind of the same team. You don't really know what you're going to get every week. But somehow they just
It's
managed
like
to-
a box of chocolates. Never know what you're going to get.
Wow, the Chargers just got a fumble recovered for a touchdown.
That's good for you, Hefe.
I don't know if he was down or not, but
Hopefully not.
That dude is so
Feed it
slow.
to Gus Bus.
I'm running my beer mile faster than that guy housed that fumble. Holy cow. That dude is slow.
I guess the Chargers won.
Higgins is hurt.
Yeah, I picked the Seahawks, so it's on P now.
I'm going. I think I said this last week. That the Cardinals are going to run away with this division, and I believe that starts with this game. No way. I said it 2 weeks ago while watching OT that Geno doesn't win these, and Geno didn't win those. I said it today, Geno doesn't win these, and Geno won it. It kind of confused me. I thought Geno wasn't like that. So I am impressed, but give me the Cardinals. Geno doesn't win these. Geno does not win these.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals just play a winning style of football. I mean, they're a run-first team. James Conner is a monster, and Trey Benson's a decent reliever for him. If you can control the clock, make the defense respect the run, I think that's a key ingredient to win. And they got weapons outside in Marvin Harrison. So I think the Cardinals run away with this one. And Kyler Murray's looking pretty decent this time of year. Surprisingly, with Black Ops being out, but I think he's beat that narrative this time.
He toileted right before their bye week, didn't he? He got me like 4 points in fantasy. Bro, I was
Tyler?
on the week of Black Ops. Yeah.
They've had some off weeks for sure.
Like 28 fantasy points last week. I could be wrong, but
Yeah, no, I think they had a bye, and then before the bye, he was going
He
crazy.
did cook last week.
Yeah.
Could have been the week before that.
Alrighty, moving on. Sunday Night Football, our Carrie Underwood game of the week. We got the Eagles at the Rams. Eagles are -2.5, over under 47.5. This is a battle of two teams that are a little bit. I wouldn't even say the Eagles are necessarily underrated, but I'd say the Rams are definitely underrated. And these are two teams that I've been betting on a ton, that I think are undervalued in Vegas. So it'll be interesting to see them go head to head. Matty Staff coming off a 4-tutty game. I think the Rams are just so much better coached, but I think I don't know, the talent is there on both sides because Puka and Cup combo is deadly. But then on the other side of the ball, you got Saquon having a career year minus touchdowns because of Jalen Hurts. And then A.J. Brown and the Slim Reaper. I think I'm going to take Philly on the road here to continue their hot streak. So that's what we're locking in.
I hope this game's a shootout and there's a million touchdowns, but I'm also gonna take Philly here.
I was really surprised at the Eagles' defense last week. I did not realize how good they were. And Cooper DeJean seems like kind of a slot monster.
Cooper DeJean is not a safety.
We could have drafted him, but we didn't. Whatever. We could have drafted T.J. Watt, but whatever. We didn't.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
I'll take the Eagles.
Going Rams. Staff just threw 4 tutties, had a great game. I think, like Jake said, when Cup and Puka are healthy, that team might quite literally be unbeatable. Their O-line is finally getting figured out. They paid Jonah Jackson all that money to come over from Detroit just to bench him, and they played better as an O-line without him. So I think they're continuing to figure out what works for them, and I feel like this was the best Rams performance I saw all year, and I'm going to have a tough time picking against them if they're going to play like that. So I'll take the Rams.
Yeah, you guys know I've been Sirianni's biggest hater, but the guy wins football games, and you can't argue with that, except when you're playing Sean McVay. And like you guys said, that Puka and Cup combination is insane, but I didn't hear you guys mention Kyron, and Kyron's also insane. I'm going to ride the Rams here, but I think this is going to be a really good game.
Aaron's not good. He's just the Rams running back.
He just
Blake
scores
Corns.
every week.
Yep.
Except this week.
Except this week. He
No, I'm
broke
just
like a
kidding.
9-game streak. Yeah. Moving on. Last game of the week, Monday Night Football. We got Baltimore at the Chargers. Chargers are playing back-to-back primetime games from Sunday night to Monday night.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, get a little extra day. This is tough.
Excuse me.
I think Baltimore's a little overhyped, especially Lamar. I feel like Lamar struggles against good defenses. And I feel like the Chargers defense is a little sneaky. But I'm going to take Baltimore on the road. I think I've taken like basically every road team except Green Bay. So let's just keep riding the road teams. I didn't see a spread or over-under for this game on DraftKings. So not sure what that is, but I'm going to take
Could be
Baltimore.
because the Chargers haven't finished the game.
Probably.
The spread is 3. Ravens are favorites. Chargers are going to have back-to-back games at home. This 4-game stretch for the Chargers is tough. If they can go 2-2, they'll make the playoffs the next 4 weeks. But with that being said, Chargers have a good defense. Maybe not as good as the Steelers, but it's still good. Zay Flowers sucks.
That ball hit him right in the face today. That was so funny.
I saw that as well.
Yeah.
If he didn't have a helmet on, he would have lost all 4 teeth.
Yeah,
He got
it was-
CTE from that throw. I'm gonna go Chargers.
I don't see the Ravens dropping 2 in a row, so I'll take the Ravens.
Yeah, this one's not in Gotham City. This is in the sunny state of California. I'm gonna go Harbaugh 1.0 was the
Harbaugh
telltale
Bowl.
sign here. Yeah,
That's
give
the
me the
Harbaugh.
Ravens and Harbaugh to continue to own Harbaugh.
What if Jim made a deal with John to win?
Like, let me get one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Like,
Probably
put,
not.
my
wouldn't
first
put
year
it
back
past
in the
him.
NFL, you know.
Wouldn't put it past him after all the Michigan shenanigans.
Hey,
Yep. Jeff took the words right out of my mouth. I got it written here on my notes. It's the Harbaugh Bowl. I was gonna look up and see what the record is when they play each
It's
other.
just horrible. It's just
I like-
horrible.
Yep, I like that.
That's what it's called. I didn't make that up. That's just what it is. I'm just letting you know.
Gotcha,
Is it
gotcha.
I thought it was Harbaugh Bowl.
No, it's Harbaugh. That's what they called it. The Super
There's only
Bowl.
one.
Is it? It's
There's
not
only one league?
Harbaugh Bowl.
It's horrible.
it's horrible.
It's horrible. Vote in the comments. Which one's right? I'm just kidding. Turned on my voice for a second. Sorry, Connor. I'm sorry.
No,
Keep
you're
going.
good. You're good. I like the Ravens in this one. I think the key factor in this is if Zay Flowers is a good game or not. I have him in a couple leagues in fantasy, and he's either putting up 5 points or he's putting up 25 points. So I think if Zay Flowers can get clicking with Lamar, and Lamar's just, I mean, no matter who you are on defense, Lamar is going to run for at least 50, 60 yards against you, and he's a serious threat that you got to factor in when you're playing against him. I think the Ravens, like Josh said, don't lose 2 back-to-back. So I'm gonna ride Ravens.
I'm gonna put
Good
myself.
pick, Connor.
I'm gonna put myself in the mind of the Ravens. Trade deadline's coming up. Let's go get another weapon. We're making a Super Bowl run. Like, let's commit. Let's go trade for Deontay Johnson, and let's not put him on the field at all, or let him catch any passes ever. And he can be a backup.
You know what's funny is they traded for Deontay Johnson, and I've heard of Teelan Wallace more since they did that than before.
And he's
Teelan
good.
Wallace. I
And
know.
Wallace is good. Like, why?
He did nothing before they traded though, and it's like they traded for
Ma-
Deontay, and then they started playing. This
Maybe
other
they
guy.
knew that. Maybe they're like, we just need to light a fire under Wallace and like threaten him to possibly not be on the field, and all of a sudden he's an animal.
All of a sudden he's cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little friendly
Bye
competition.
weeks, by the way. Sorry, bye weeks. Falcons, Bills, Bengals, Saints, Jets, Jags. We got 6 bye weeks next week. So
Apocalypse.
Bipocalypse. Yeah.
I love
like
that.
I like that.
Yeah.
The bipocalypse. I have like looked ahead fantasy football wise, and we're in some serious bye week trouble next week in a lot of my leagues. And it's crunch time. It's fringe playoff time. We got to get some dubs. And
Yep.
one of my leagues, I literally have 6 starters on bye.
Oh no.
Didn't plan ahead. Did not plan great for that league, but hey. You boys got anything else you want to add or anything else you want to touch on, whether things you crushed pick-wise this past week or things that you want to predict for the week going forward?
Yeah, so I went 4 for 4 for the first time. I think I was down like 7 units or something in our weekly locks, but I just had a 13-plus point or 13-plus unit week. It's interesting because the sportsbooks disrespected Anthony Richardson. One of my locks was Anthony Richardson to throw for 250, which isn't crazy. I think most quarterbacks have, I don't know what the average line is, but I'd say most quarterbacks throw around 230 a game. So that was free. So if sportsbooks are disrespecting Anthony Richardson again, I'm going to be all over him. So that's something to keep an eye on as we get into the week and the odds start coming out.
I was shocked by his passing line being 8-1 to go over 250, and I did take that. So I won $40 on that. That was my only win of the day. So
it did shift. So I sent the box of the week on Wednesday, and then I looked again this morning. I think it was down to like 690 or something. But yeah, just keep an eye on it.
So sharp.
yeah, I think it was like 650 when I bet it. So I won like 35, and I could get whatever it was. I don't know, about $5 on it, but dubbed. Still good call there, Connor. My picks weren't great this week. I feel like I was big on Jaden Reed just because he shreds zone coverage, and the Bears run the most zone out of anyone in the league. And that's the thing about the Packers receivers is it literally is going to be a different guy every week, I think. Tucker Kraft, I don't even know if he had a catch today. And Christian Watson had a day, so that's interesting too. But I don't know if there's anything I necessarily love, but if you guys want to follow the Monday Morning Quarterbacks podcast Twitter and TikTok, we'll be throwing up some of our picks, locks, other graphics throughout the week too. Anything else before we call it quits here, boys?
That Daniel Jones has 10 less yards than Jared Goff this year and has thrown 2 less interceptions. Fuck Jared Goff. That's how I want to end the podcast.
Don't let Lions fans hear this portion of the
That's
pod.
so crazy.
Repeat that stat one more time, P. Repeat it one more time. You
Sam
cut out a little
Darnold
bit.
has thrown 10 less yards, 2,080 to 2,070, and has 2 less picks. Goff's thrown 9, Darnold's thrown 7.
How many
Or
touchdowns?
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, not Sam Darnold.
Yes.
Sorry, what's up, Connor?
How many touchdowns do each of them have?
Touchdowns, sacks, QB rating, completion percentage, all Jared Goff. I just wanted to cherry pick some stats. I just needed to cherry pick some stats for you. So
If you guys are on the Jared Goff sex train, raise your hand.
Jared Goff, what?
I mean, I'm
Jared
saying all
Goff
this
sucks,
slander in
train.
a Lions shirt.
I said
Like,
Jared
yeah.
Goff sex train, and I was like,
He
whoa.
totally said 6'3".
Everybody relax. You guys are hearing what you want to hear. You guys are the demented ones.
You gotta
I never thought I'd hear that from a Packers fan.
I was like, what's happening on this train?
I'm trying to get them really distracted away from football. I'll do anything. All right, boys. I think that's a good note to wrap it up on. I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys aren't subbed already, click that sub button, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.
Bye.